Welcome to Friday, folks. Hope you're having a fantastic day. It is very snowy here in Nova Scotia. It's a perfect day to build Lego, and it's new set day. We're not going to build both of these today. We're gonna stick to one, but these are the two newest sets that I have, and thanks to the lovely and generous donations from all of you, I get to set aside a little bit of money. And then I get to buy cool sets and build them with you here on stream. I think I said my name was Joel Duggan. There's a chance I forgot. But if you've been here long enough, you probably know that already. So we are going to, over the next 2 weeks, check out set 4057, Brick Headz, Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, and 40631, Gandalf the Grey, and the Balrog from Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, respectively. And I don't normally get like the little shelfy knickknack Lego sets, but I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, I bought the Mandalorian and the Child, because at the time they hadn't revealed the name was Grogu, but I bought that set for my sister for Christmas one year because she loves the Mandalorian. She loves Grogu. And so I picked that up for her. And I really like it. I saw it on her desk a little while ago. And so I thought these would be cool. I also really enjoyed the Obi-Wan Kenobi series that just came out on Disney Plus this year. Or I guess last year. So we're going to move this for later. This is a larger set. It's almost 100 pieces more. This is 348. This is 260. So the plan today, we're probably going to finish this whole set today, and then I'm going to switch over to Minecraft later on. So you're in for a nice stream afternoon. Should be a good time. When I do that, just kind of as a heads up, I end up stopping the stream and then starting under a different category when I switch from just chatting to Minecraft. And it gives me, well, 2 reasons. It's a nice clean break, but also it gives me a separate VOD for the YouTube channel, which is Joel Duggan VODs for people that are interested. If you do bang set in chat, then you will get a link to this set on lego.ca. I never thought I should have put a link to maybe Amazon via my Amazon store, but if you wanted to get it via Amazon and you wanted to help support, you can always check my Amazon link. I believe that's in Discord. If not, I can send you something via Discord if you want to do that. Always a great way to support creators that you like. If you're shopping on Amazon anyway, then you can just do that. So the newer box from Lego are sealed, but these ones have tape on them. I much prefer the taped boxes. I don't like the ones that are glued shut because it's a nice clean way to open up the boxes when they're just taped. I much prefer the tape boxes. I don't rip the tape off because sometimes they take the paint on the box with it, or the printing. Separate books. That's interesting. I never thought they would do that. So we get two different books. Take a look at the box art. They come with stands that are optional. Very cool. Really straightforward. Some cool movie imagery there. And they give you like an actual size of Darth Vader's mask piece. So these aren't very big, and that's fine. Oh, if that's still in shot? No, don't think so. I wish... I always want these things to be flat. All right, close enough. One, 2, and 2, and 1. I'm gonna go ahead and guess that bag 1 is Darth Vader and bag 2 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Call it a hot take. I think we're gonna start with Obi-Wan Kenobi because Vader is probably the cooler of the two, and I think that Obi-Wan will be a good place to start. Separate books so that 2 people could build them together. That's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. I can appreciate that. There are some small pieces. This would be very different from the larger sets that we've been building lately that end up having like a lot of structure blocks and stuff. These are just going to be pretty straightforward, I'd imagine. This is a lot more red than I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be more of a brown for his beard, but I guess the brown is the robe. And Lego only has so many colors. McScrewgunn, good to see you. How's everyone's day going? I've been having a really just good, I want to say, balanced week of, I mean, well, okay. We'll back up a little bit. Haven't been sleeping well, so have not been setting an alarm. I've been working out at home, but I've been just kind of waking up in the mornings whenever I wake up, doing some breakfast stuff, some chores or errands or whatever, and then streaming it around 1 o'clock. And I really enjoy the whole 1 o'clock stream time. The only thing that I'm adjusting is normally during the week I eat lunch around 1 or 2, so I have to eat lunch early. On days that I stream lately. Oh, we have more black pieces. Let's check this first. Oh, those are the eyes. I love how they have the little cartoon, like shiny glint on the eyes. That's cute. I love how the lightsabers for the Brick Headz are the same size as the lightsabers for the minifigs. Yeah, I don't know that I would have guessed that the 2 books would have been so for 2 people to build them separately. I feel like we've got some gray that we can get out here as well. Have folks in chat seen the Obi-Wan Kenobi series on Disney Plus? If we can squeeze these silver guys. You haven't yet, Kel. Okay, so we'll stay away from spoilers. I mean, I know it's a couple months old, but I highly recommend it. I think it's very, very good. I was disappointed that my sister did not want to watch it. She's been feeling the Star Wars burnout. She feels that there's too many series, and she's not interested. But then, of course, Filoni and Favreau are mishing and mashing all the series together. Like, there's stuff from Bad Batch in different series. There's stuff from Kenobi in different series. And I had to tell my sister, like, hey, the Mandalorian season 3 dropped yesterday, but if you haven't watched Book of Boba Fett, which she hasn't, you're going to be lost in a couple of ways. So for folks that are picking and choosing, you've got to kind of do a little bit of research. And I would say ask a friend, don't ask the internet, because the internet is just quick to spoil everything. There's not really any spoilers in the season premiere of Mandalorian. I really liked it. I thought it was great. The production value has gone up a lot. Not that it was bad before, but I feel like season 3 is going to be pretty cool. I'm warming up to the N1 Starfighter that Din Djarin flies. I still don't like the Lego model for it. It's too small, but I do really like I like it in the show. Kind of agree with your sister. When I have to watch 5 different series all mashed into one, it gets exhausting and not fun. So the thing is, Storm Dance, is that they all come out at different times. And there's like, I think it's episode 4 and 5 of the Book of Boba Fett. And by and large, I didn't like the Book of Boba Fett. But episode 4 and 5 were epic. And if you're a Star Wars fan, like, you really need to see them. And like, they're Mandalorian episodes, because they kind of tie those two series together. I don't think that Boba Fett needed his own show. I think that was a mistake. But I do enjoy what they're doing with Din Djarin and Mandalorian stuff. So many of these. I don't know that I've ever had a single bag that changes colors so frequently. Doubt I will catch on the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Been feeling that burnout for several years now. And the only thing that I find I'm on the fence now with Marvel is the TV shows. I don't think they always nail the series for me. Didn't really like What If. I never finished it. What else? She-Hulk was okay. I wasn't the audience for it. I realize that. It wasn't really my favorite. But I have a thing with even like modern comedy. I don't tend to like modern comedy. The awkward humor, not my favorite. Just kind of repeat jokes and stare at the camera and just like long awkward pauses. I find it annoying. Like I get what they're trying to do immediately, and everything else that they're doing just feels like a waste of my time. Those aren't very straight, are they? She-Hulk wasn't as bad as other people say. It wasn't bad. I don't want to say it was a bad show. I'm just saying I didn't enjoy it. But again, I know I'm not the target audience, and I'm also very unfamiliar with the She-Hulk comics, and I feel like She-Hulk fans were probably pretty happy with the show. And I want to say, like, there are things about the show. Forgive me, I don't remember the lead actor's name, the actress's name. She's phenomenal. Really, really fantastic, fun, engaging. Like, there are certain aspects of the show I really liked. I just think overall, it just didn't hit home. I am all over the place with scrolling today. I'm just up, left, down, sideways. Nothing is lining up. These little teeny pieces that have slants on them are always the hardest to move around. Can't stick around, says LeigerGaming. Heading to bed. But if I see a Joel Duggan stream notification, it's a must click. Well, thanks very much. That's awesome. I'm glad you at least came by to say hi. Hopefully you're just tired and not sick. There seems to be a lot of folks in chat the last week or so that have been either getting the flu or worse, or just been down for the count for a couple different reasons. But I hope everyone is recovering quickly. Something that I do enjoy about working from home, I don't get sick nearly as much as I used to. Also, the crazy hand washing habit that I picked up from COVID. I was traveling and a store in the airport had a whole bunch of Lego sets, including Back to the Future DeLorean and Titanic builds. Really, in the airport? If you think Lego is expensive now, I can only imagine what it costs in an airport store. It must be, the prices on those must have been astronomical, Leiger. All right, knolling done for bags 2 for Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this is a nice treat. Y'all be able to see the instruction manual. Normally the manuals are so big, I can't fit them all in frame. Grabbing. I'm still struggling with the focus on my videos being soft. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure whether I need a different lens, but it's frustrating. Is anybody in my community, either here or in Discord, a photographer or a videographer? What's the lens on this? This is just the stock lens that comes with the Sony A6100. And it is, I'm not sure how tall it is. It's probably 2 feet off the desk, I guess. Classical Bluetooth. Good to see you. For folks that are in here that have come in with raids this week and you're used to Minecraft, don't worry. We're doing a short Lego stream today, but then we'll be bumping over to Minecraft again. I shouldn't say don't worry. I mean, this is what I do. I do this every Friday. But we don't always have time to get a double header in, so Minecraft is definitely what brings most of the people to my channel. I'm just hoping that folks will stick around for other content as well. I'd like to stream a couple of other games. There's a new game that's coming out of beta called it's something about death. Have a Nice Death. And it looks really well animated and well thought out, so that should be fun. I think I might stream it. It's normally something I would play on console, but it's not available for Xbox. It's only Switch and Steam. We're getting vertical quite quickly. These go down the center. Interesting. Connect. Wonder why they made round ones. It's probably because of the thing in the middle, but there's no pole that I've seen. Not tired or sick, it's just the middle of the night. Well, that's fair. Not that old to be called Mister? I don't know if I've ever been called Mister. I've been called Sir, but that's by friends. You know, like we greet one another like, "Hello, sir. How are you?" You know, like that kind of stuff. That's a generation thing, though. Let's see. Those. Two of these little guys. I'm not sure where I'm going to display these. I don't think I'm going to put these in my living room. I think these are going to be like studio stuff around my my computer, maybe on top of my computer or underneath my monitor or something. I got some new studio lights the other day too. I'm still thinking about doing a face cam as a trial. Haven't quite decided. This goes front like this. You get Sir all the time at the mountain, probably due to the company coat and gear pack. Oh yeah, I could, any kind of authority, you know, I can see that. So this is a really cool detail. It looks like maybe folds in the robe or something. That's really neat the way that they did that. Oh, I see. It's his oh, this is gonna be really tiny. That's his yeah, that's the fold in his on his chest. In the robe. That's cool. I was really impressed by the detail in the one that I gave my sister, the little Mando and the child. Din Djarin and Grogu. I don't think they've changed the name of it. I think the name of it's still the same. Hey, True Purple, how's it going? Got called ma'am the other day by a telemarketer and it made me cringe. I think it depends on the context and it depends on the tone of voice. I feel like ma'am can be both respectful but also condescending depending on the situation. Man, we're just blazing through the steps today. I guess because it's only like 2 pieces per step. There's the pink. We've got these 2. More of these round pieces. It's interesting how they space this out. So green, gray, pink, gray. I'm pretty sure in the end we're not going to see this pink. I don't think it's visible anywhere. I'm really glad I added a bunch of different tracks to this royalty-free music. I quite like some of the new stuff. Round pieces are easier to take apart. I was thinking that too. But that's a good point. We had that with I want to say the Luke Skywalker helmet build. Inside the support structure, they had a bunch of different pieces. They use these kind of pieces as well as the round pieces to help large straight pieces, stacks of blocks, to have them, they had something to press up against so that they couldn't be collapsed, I guess. And I thought that was really cool. So that goes like that, and then this goes over top. This, and then we flip it over. Well, that's his mouth, I guess. I would have thought it's weird to have that showing. That's strange. I would have thought that it would go the other way. Very careful in the marketing imagery, they never show it from above. And we have 6 of these. Did I miss something here? No? Oh, there's a plate that's going to cover that up, I guess. That's weird. Oh, I see. There's a full layer on top of this to give him more of a face. I get it now. Slick. They just leave the millimeter or two of the edge of the underside of the block visible. These are smaller than I thought, and that's fine. They really make them look about like 50% larger on the box art. And again, I'm not complaining. It's interesting. I'm also used to building things in Lego that are like 2 feet long. So some of my artwork is heavily inspired by Derek Loffman and Scotty Young and the chibi work that they've done over the years. And I think that's one of the things that I find so appealing about the Brick Headz for me, is that they do remind me of chibi style artwork and stuff. Kind of a build your own Funko Pop? Yeah, Funko Pops are a little bit easier. Is it Fum or Funko? Funko Pop. Don't they just call them Pops? I've been watching a lot of Blind Wave on YouTube, and they get a lot of Pops on that channel. People send them in, and they have them on the decorations on the back of their set. It's very cool. You've heard them called Funkos as opposed to Funko Pops or Pops. I think people just depending on where you are and what your local slang is for them. Now we're onto his hair. Goes like this. This is a really cool use of these plates to create like a pattern that connects his beard. Couple of visible studs in the back. Looks like shaggier hair, you know? Plus you can add things on it like ears. think is what this is supposed to be. And then we go around the back. Oh yeah, here's the shaggy. Oh, that's really cool. They don't show him from the back on the box. But that's really interesting. You take 3 of these. One that has like a stud on it. And you just put them in different directions and it looks like the shaggy mullet that Obi-Wan Kenobi has. I think young Obi-Wan Kenobi is one of my favorite Jedi. They were talking about that on Blindwave the last couple weeks. Came up in discussion. I think it was like listener email, people writing in and saying like, what's your favorite Jedi ranked and stuff like that. And a lot of people chose Ahsoka. I do like Ahsoka, but I like adult Ahsoka. Kid Ahsoka drove me nuts. But I was the wrong demographic. I didn't watch Clone Wars right when it came out. That's really neat. And we've got one of these. And oh, these pieces. That's cool. What an interesting way to do hair. This is the kind of thing I would have a field day with if I was designing at Lego, creating characters like this. Really fun, interesting stuff. It's like when people build really large things like this in Minecraft. That would be fun to do too. Create a land in Minecraft where you just make these like big pixel art, kind of like chibi stuff. That would be fun, actually. I wonder if I can work that into the Citadel somewhere. CJ subscribing with Prime, 19 months. Thank you so much. Staring straight into your soul. Darth Vader doesn't have little eyes. He's got a visor on, obviously. She's cool, but the character never clicked. I think the character clicked with kids of a certain age. I think that's probably kind of where that lands. I really like Kenobi in the Clone Wars cartoon series. He's definitely my favorite character in that whole series. Anakin was okay. Anakin was better than film Anakin. But I really like Kenobi from the Clone Wars. I'm really enjoying Bad Batch as well. And I will be the first to say that when they were introduced in Clone Wars Season 7, I did not like them. I did not like the series. I wanted Clone Wars, and what they gave me was a advertisement for the new, Bad Batch cartoon. But I will say that I really enjoy it now. They're doing a lot of tie-ins to Clone Wars and to the I'm gonna turn them upside down. And to the prequel kind of Order 66 area. For folks that don't know, the Bad Batch follows a group of clone troopers that did not execute Order 66. So the whole series takes place around that time, the end of episode 3, but before the beginning of episode 4 in the films in the Star Wars Skywalker saga. Worth checking out on Disney Plus, especially if you're a parent. Adult character never clicked with me either for Ahsoka. Stormdance, have you seen Rebels? Have you seen Star Wars Rebels? Alright, so now we need dark brown bits. Brown bit. These look more brown in the instruction booklet. They're quite orange. And it goes light brown and dark brown. This would be really fun to turn into a Minecraft sculpture. You could totally figure out a good way to do it. I'm not sure what resolution you'd have to work at, but you could experiment a couple different ways. Got this and these two bits here. It's what Obi-Wan Kenobi looks like when he's old, except for we know what he looks like when he's old, but if he was a bald Simpsons character, and that's what Obi-Wan Kenobi would look like. Oops. I can see why they give you a stand. They're a little wobbly. All right, all 4 of these. More cool hair pieces. These just gonna go that. Goes in the middle to build things up. I have to say the hair so far has been the most interesting and cool way that I've seen Lego used in a little while. Like, look at the layers and detail you get on that hair. I think I have autofocus on the camera. I'm not sure if that... We've been having trouble with the soft focus. That's really cool. Oh, and now the robes on the outside. I really like how many plates they're using in this build. I think that that's really cool. Oops, I broke his leg. I think young Ahsoka was intentionally written to be immature to show character progression. Oh, I agree. I agree, Fredbot, for sure. I don't remember what season it was of Clone Wars that I really kind of got into it, but it was like season 3 or 4. The first 2 were written for young kids, and that's fine. And that I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But I find that as an adult, when you go back and watch it, it's easier to enjoy the later episodes. That, and anytime they did something with like a droid, I was just like, okay, the droid episodes drove me nuts because I didn't find those interesting at all, regardless of whether they were meant for kids or adults. Not adults, but like when they started writing for like oh, that's his hood. That's cool. When they started writing for like 14-year-olds, that's when the show gets really enjoyable for all ages, I find. That's really neat. You can see like it gives like a little edge, and then we've got these 2 pieces that go on the side to further give you the hood. That's slick. Very cool. I think a lot of this feels like voxel games that like want to be Minecraft, but they go too far, and so they don't work as Minecraft, but they work as in situations like this where it's like a Lego thing where there's always been more detail. Oh, belt buckle time. Got the front of his robes and fairly cool little quarter moon pieces, giving like an edge to the robe. I might end up getting more of these, you know. They're such a fun little adventure in design. So something that I told my friend Chad, who feels like he's missing out because he didn't watch the Clone Wars. His younger brother did. But one of the great things that exists is like Wikipedia, and even just like finding playlists where, like, if you really want to know the Cole's notes on Ahsoka, here are the dozen episodes throughout the 7 seasons of Clone Wars that are key character moments for character development. And I feel like that's, if you try to watch Clone Wars and you don't really like it or you can't get into it, I feel like that's a great way to kind of like get up to speed on some characters that are being showcased in live action now. And that would be going back and doing like selected viewing. That's his hand. It's his arm in his hand, really. That's funny. Cute. And then there's like the shoulder of his robe. That's really cool. This feels a little bit funny, the exposed brick there, but you wouldn't want this to be any bigger. Gotta do the other side. Oh, did I miss the other? Oh yeah, I do both. There are some details that you just don't notice in the image on the box that are very, very cool. Really? All of these are spare pieces? Wow. Lightsaber. I'm really curious about getting an LED set for this. I think that could be kind of fun. Maybe more so for Vader than for Kenobi. I looked it up and I can't see any. So that's the whole deal. Did I miss anything on the back? Nope. And then we just have the stand, the plate. And then this goes on toes first. Yeah. So there he is without the stand. So he's not super big. Like, he's only a couple inches tall, 3 inches tall maybe. And pretty wobbly given how heavy he is up top. So when you put him on a stand, obviously much sturdier. And he comes right off because it's only a couple pegs. But I'm not sure if the camera can really see everything clearly. Very cool. I like it a lot. He's gonna sit over there. I think I just bumped my camera, sorry. I am going to take my first break. And I will be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. A chance to run a couple of ads, chance for me to reheat my coffee, grab a drink. You should too. Make sure you stand up, shake out the sillies. We'll be back in a few minutes with Darth Vader and the other 2 bags from this set. Be right back. All right. Time for bag one, or bags one, for Darth Vader. I like that the round pieces are red. That's fun. Whoop. It almost hit the floor. Where did that go? Oh, got it. Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's a good one, Cal. I don't know if I've actually seen... Because now that Disney and Marvel are all kind of under one big umbrella, I don't know if I've seen any chibi... I mean, Derek Loffman has done some chibi Star Wars. I don't know if I've seen much chibi Star Wars from Scotty Young or other artists. Take it easy, Storm Dance. Thanks very much for popping by. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. As we anticipated, there's an awful lot of black, which is fine. Oh, there's the very important mouthpiece. The iconic grill. Definitely some interesting tracks on this mix. I feel like a lot of the time in the electronic music space and the synthwave space, I tend to not notice. Like, I tend to not notice any kind of shift from one track to the other, whereas with the hip-hop stuff and the royalty-free, I tend to notice the repetition. Let's see. Some of these are the same and some of these are not. Only one of those. I imagine Darth Vader's cape is going to be a really interesting combination of like straight blocks, but also like the way that they handled Obi-Wan's hood. I wonder if there's anything interesting about Vader's cape that I don't remember. He's such a silhouetted figure. Like, I don't really have the details outside of the blinking lights on his chest. I don't have the details of Darth Vader kind of like burned into my brain in the same way that I see like Jedi robes and stuff like that. It's weird, the more that you do this kind of stuff where you know out the pieces, the more into it you get. It's not something I anticipated when I first started doing it. Oh, there's 4 of those. Dang it. I admit, I think of his helmet and the blinky lights on his chest when I think about Darth Vader and other details. I wouldn't be able to say what they are. The only thing that I remember, I know he's got very interesting kind of like pants and boots. If you ever see if you look up like a comic image where they've had to draw him, his pants, because I mean he doesn't really have boots. He has fake legs. Like, he's got robotic limbs. So from the knee down, they're like, they look like armor. Like, it's really interesting. And I think the other thing that I noticed is that he's got like shoulder pad. Despite the fact that he's got all of his upper arms. And I want to say Darth Vader's right-handed. I can't remember which arm got cut off. No, maybe it was his right hand that got cut off. These are very much like the iconic like helmet pieces. The shape of the flaps in his helmet remind me of piglin ears. Yeah, I can sort of see that. Yeah, with the way that they do it in the Lego build, I can sort of see that. Wonder if I can squeeze in. And this color just disappears against my tabletop. Really hard to line up when far away. Whoops. It's not hard to tell when I'm like really concentrating and trying not to move pieces by accident. I can barely get through a sentence. It was his right arm that got cut off. Do we know if Anakin was right-handed? I'm assuming he probably was, because Obi-Wan would have cut off the hand with the lightsaber in it, I imagine. Does anybody know the lore behind after Kenobi turns Anakin into... Well, he turns into Vader before Kenobi fights him, but when Obi-Wan Kenobi defeats Vader at Mustafar, does anybody know the lore behind how his lightsaber got recovered? Because Obi-Wan just walks away, if I remember correctly. The kind of stuff I should know. Obi-Wan grabs Anakin's lightsaber before he walks away. Does he do it in the movie, really? It's been a long time since I've seen the prequels. I've been meaning to rewatch them. Steven ESC, who's on the Citadel Cafe and the Citadel Minecraft server with me, hasn't seen episode 3. And it's been really long time since he's seen episode 1 and 2, so I suggested that he and I hang out and watch them together. Ready! Sorry, I hope I didn't yell into the mic. So hopefully this bag will lay, or this book will lay a little bit more flat than the other one. Spoiler, we start with black pieces. Surprise. Red Tail Snail, hello, hello. Thanks for the compliment, of course. Never fails. The pieces that I need first are always like buried right in the middle of everything. Right into the crazy white piece. These seem to be like the fastest way to get vertical with these little brick heads. This is the first time I've ever built brick heads, so I'm not used to like the way that they go together. I guess that would be the only downside to doing a lot of these, is that after a while, I'm assuming like the base and kind of like the way that they connect to a lot of things is probably a bit repetitive, because this is very similar to what we did for Obi-Wan Kenobi, right? That's cool. I really enjoy the fact that the pieces inside are bright red. Matches Vader's angry soul. Watching a lot of the blind wave reactions and stuff and hearing them talk about the Star Wars novels that they read makes me really want to get into more of them. I know my buddy Chad recently read one that had to do with Admiral Thrawn. He liked it. It wasn't the original ones from back in the 90s, it was the new one. Because Thrawn is now canon. Those books are not, but Thrawn is. The original books, the original 90s books. I'm struggling to remember the name of them. It wasn't Shadows of the Empire, I don't think. So this is the metal, like the silvery gray, kind of like chest and shoulder armor that Vader has. This is the part that we're doing right now. Timothy Zahn is the original author, but he's also the author of the new book, I think. I don't remember the name of the new book. The new book would have been recent, so if it's a recent release, then yeah, that's probably it, or one of them anyway. Putting this detail on right away. That goes that way. This is belt. Oh, interesting. We're doing his arms like right away. Huh. I do find it funny that these are like evil. There's a hero and a villain, and both of them have like little tiny claw hands. Funny. Cool that this has got like a dual color to the sleeve though, because of the shoulder pad thing. This is probably more cape, and that's probably more shoulder pad. Ties in nicely with the front. We of course need 2 of those. Oh right, done a bit of research. Anakin lost his right forearm to Dooku, and then lost both legs below the knee and his left arm during his fight against Kenobi. So he doesn't even... Right, I forgot about Dooku. So he doesn't have any limbs left. I forgot about that. Good call. Don't think I've seen Star Wars movies since I had a weekend visits with my dad. What's your opinion on the order in that they should be watched? If you're coming into it fresh, especially if you know a lot of the main pop culture stuff, because there's not a lot of spoilers left, I would say you could watch them straight through. I would even take breaks. I would like throw in Solo and Rogue One, sorry. What else would I would be tempted to see what it would be like to watch them like 1, 2, 3, Rogue One. I guess somewhere Solo was somewhere early on. You can throw Solo wherever you want. But after Rogue One, it would be very interesting to... No, Rogue One would be later. It would be 1, 2, 3, and then... No, I don't know. I don't know the timeline of Kenobi. But watching the Kenobi series, the 6-episode series, would be cool. To watch that in sequence. I'd have to look it up. It adds a lot more to your viewing time. It depends on how much time you have, I guess. I've always liked the idea of the machete order, which is eliminating episode 1. But episode 1's not bad. But I like watching episode 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, and then 6, 7, 8, 9. So you treat episodes 1, 2, 3 like a flashback. But yeah, if you're watching it with someone that's never seen it, I'd be very tempted to at least do episodes 4 and 5 first, so they can have that experience, and then go back and answer all the questions. But yeah, as much as I think that it can be watched from start to finish, I think it's probably best to go in the flashback order. We've talked about this a lot on the Citadel Cafe over the years. Because I don't think anybody that experienced them in theaters experienced them in the right order, right? Because before they put episode 1 out for that generation, they re-released 4, 5, and 6 in theaters. So people could go see them. That goes back one. It is a little bit harder to keep this one straight because the colors are all the same on the outside. 2 of those. These. 1 of those. Plus young Leia features in Kenobi. Yeah, I really liked. Wait a minute. Kenobi the show would be before Rogue One. Luke is about 10 or so in Kenobi, but Leia is 16-ish when she receives the Death Star plans at the end. Yes, you're right. So Kenobi comes before Rogue One. Yeah. Wouldn't they both be 18? I thought Luke Skywalker was supposed to be 18. I'm sure there's an actual timeline for it. Are those his eyes? Those are his eyes, I think. Interesting. I thought they were going to be like translucent pieces. I wasn't paying attention when I was laying out the bits. Huh. For some reason, the image of Luke's on the entryway to the hut came into my head and forgot to show features Leia. Yeah, late teens. That's what I thought too. I knew he was supposed to be old enough for like kids to look up to, right? In the movie. That's an interesting piece. I'm guessing that goes underneath his jaw. But then... yeah, okay. That's the bottom of his helmet. And then this goes... oh, cool. They're using the hinge connection piece as like the bridge between his eyes. On his visor. That's cool. And how does this goes in like that? I see a face. That's awesome. That's a really cool little... man, that is tight. Actually, I didn't look to see if there was any kind of notes from the designers in this. No, I guess it's only the bigger kits where you get like a little paragraph from the people that designed it. Apparently 19. Who knew? Yeah, I knew he wasn't like in his 20s. I knew he was like a late teenager. Which would put Leia the same age, obviously. And I knew they didn't want to make Leia too young because she's like a love interest in the first 2 films. Like she's meant to be, you know, all teenage boys when Star Wars came out had a crush on Carrie Fisher. So you didn't want her to be too young, right? Now we begin the big old head. Classic Lego brightly colored spacers. And then the edges of these pieces become the brow. That's cool. He's now Frowny Vader. It's like the color of a brain. I know brains are gray. Don't come at me. But that's funny. Cool. These gray pieces are used a lot in the ships. I imagine they probably just have a ton of them lying around. I like it when they use the flat sides of big bricks to get a nice smooth finish to outsides of builds. It's very cool. There's still a lot of pieces left. I guess between his cape and his helmet, there's probably just a lot of angles that have to be accounted for, right? This one is the printed piece. I'm so glad there's no stickers with this set. It's really funny. If this is off center, you can kind of like make him smirk. Frowny Vader with a pink brain, yeah. Sideways, and we do how does that go on? Weird that there's a gap there. Oh, I've got it on backwards. Oh, I see. It gives a better detail to the front of it, I guess. There's a little hole there. Unless I'm missing something. No, that's right. Can't quite tell. Oh yeah, that's how it goes. Just one big plate. Attach all the things. Oh, neat. This is just a plate like that. It does have that Minecraft vibe where you can't always connect corners to create like round type things. It's just meant to look cool from like the side or the back or the front, right? I do the same thing with these two. That's funny. Brain still exposed. Bald head, maybe. Actually, that's probably more accurate than a brain. It's probably like the bald head of Darth Vader. I wonder why they chose this piece. Interesting. I guess just to kind of give him like a seam in his pants, maybe. I love that he sits perfectly upside down. Sometimes even just the order in which they stack blocks together create detail, right? Seeing the seams between these like indicate kind of like beat in a way. It's a wide stance, Vader. All right, we're gonna use these guys on the front and the back, just like we did with Kenobi. These were hair, but on Vader it's gonna be like, I guess, the rim of his helmet. Whereas I guess because that comes off separate from the face mask too, because I've seen that happen in the movies in the back to tank, or not the back to tank. His can't remember what they call it. He's got like an oxygen chamber that he has. I don't remember the name of it. I can see it. I can visualize it perfectly. I don't remember what it's called. Isolation chamber? Meditation chamber? Maybe it's a meditation chamber. Hell, I am glad that I can entertain. There are some times when you have been streaming for a very long time where you just kind of like question your own entertainment value. And just like, really, do people tune in to listen to me ramble on about like random random Star Wars things? Oh, that's cool. I like that connection. So these are the edges of his cape. So he's got a cape, not a hood. So it's a different kind of detail I think we're going to be going over here. And then this is obviously the cape, I think. That, and that. This can... No, that's the wrong piece. These two. There, and then here. And I will turn this upside down, and the curve on these pieces that I'm connecting now will create the cape. Oh, and then we put these on the back, and that gives like a little ruffle. That's cool. You'll see in a second what this... So it gives like a little edge, the cape, so it sticks out beyond, I think, and kind of connects to the other parts there. That's how that looks there. Yeah, and then this goes on like this. But see how it creates like, I mean, it's probably really hard to see on camera, but there's like these pieces here and the back pieces, and then the edges of those track pieces kind of look like a ruffle as it goes around the corner. That is really clever. Yeah, I am enjoying these way more than I thought I would. And these are very affordable Lego sets. I think each one of these was only 25 Canadian. And there's two. There's two little builds in each of them. I think one of them alone is like $15. I want the Ahsoka one too. I think the Ahsoka one would be fun to have. We have a lot of pieces left too. Why am I missing this piece? That seems odd to me. I guess that's probably the base. Lightsaber there, and that goes in his right hand. He does look really funny when that face grill is off. Something I've been meaning to play is I've got access to the Lego Skywalker Saga on Xbox Game Pass. And I would really enjoy that, I think. I think I've been holding off on playing it because I want to rewatch the movies first. And then I think it would be fun to go back and play the Lego game. All right, let's do a little balance test on Vader. Yeah, he's still pretty wobbly. He's not as wobbly as Kenobi. Kenobi, because Vader's got the cape all the way down to the bottom, so he's got more of a tripod. But he obviously sits a lot better on the stand. Anyway, that is Brick Headz Vader from Lego. Really like that cape detail right there. It's very cool. And of course, the hidden bald head. Well played, Lego. Would not have had the same effect if that was like green or brown, but the fact that it's a pink piece is a nice touch. I think there's a certain number of Star Wars fans that would be like, okay, yeah, I get it. Well played. Well played. And what I like about them on the stand is that they sit flat as well. Very, very cool. I will do more of these. They are very small, but that's fine. It's a nice short little stream. We are going to keep going. We are going to switch over and play some Minecraft, so don't go anywhere. The way that I normally do this, like I said at the beginning of the stream, is I will end the Lego stream. That will give me a nice VOD for the Joel Duggan VOD YouTube channel. And then in a few minutes after that, I will start up a new stream after I switch categories under Minecraft. There'll be a countdown again. I'm going to take a decent break. I'm going to give myself about 10 minutes. I need to make some more coffee. Then we will be back in West Hill. If you're not joining us for the next video, then check out the SpongeChunks podcast. It's all about Minecraft. That's at thespongechunks.com. The Citadel Cafe podcast. It's all about sci-fi and fantasy entertainment. Boy, do we like some Star Wars on the Citadel Cafe. So be sure to check that out. And of course, check me out on Twitter and Instagram at Joel Duggan. Very easy to find. And thanks to everybody that supports the stream. I cannot do this kind of work without the awesome support of the community. Donations made via PayPal or the Streamlabs donation that is below the video go towards picking up new Lego sets, and I truly appreciate it. Y'all are awesome. If you are sticking around for Minecraft, then just hold on to your nuggets. We've got more cool stuff happening in West Hill, switching from sci-fi to fantasy and medieval stuff happening on the Citadel, and we'll see you in just a few minutes. Bye for now.